Welcome back to GlamTam. If this is your first time, welcome. If you're a returning subscriber, hey girl.
Welcome guys, welcome back to my channel. Thanks for joining us today. Today I have a VIP. You guys remember Bryan, my husband, my boyfriend husband. And today we're doing a
Q&A. We're doing a Q&A.
We're doing a Q&A, and I thought that this was fun because we've been together for the past like 3-4 weeks just chilling. So I said, why not shoot a video with me? So we're gonna do a Q&A, marriage style, and I asked you guys to ask me questions on Instagram. If you missed it, you should be following me on Instagram because that's where you see stuff like this. You wanna start us off for my first question?
All right, question number 1. How is it being young and married? Well, I've never been old before. It's been nice, you know. We've gotten a chance to grow together. We're learning. We having the same experiences together.
I think for me, it was just fun. Just like you said, just like growing and learning life. Because I mean, we got married, went on the honeymoon, but after the honeymoon, like life hit. I mean, the bills started to roll out. You gotta start paying rent. You know, you gotta just kind of figure out life together. And having that someone to do that with and actually learn each other. Because we were, 20? How old was I when I got married? 20? How old am I now?
20. She was 23.
I was 23, almost 24. He was 20, 30,
what?
25.
20, 30.
He was 25. We were still very young. First time both of us lived on our own. And yeah, so figuring that out together, we're still figuring it out, honestly, but it's definitely been fun and interesting. Not always perfect, but that's it. Question number 2, was there ever a time when you idolized marriage when you were single? I would have to say yeah, for sure, definitely. Around the time I met him, to be quite honest, I wanted and desired to be married so bad. I probably got into some situationships just because I wanted to be married so bad, and I was definitely like I wasn't like dating all around like all these boys and stuff, but
Careful.
Okay, so it wasn't like I was out here just dating anybody, but there are some people that I know I had no business getting to know. I wanted to be married so bad. I entertained the wrong people, and I knew I had no business entertaining them, but in my mind I was like, maybe I can change that person, maybe I can make it work out. And at the end of the day, I just dug myself into a deeper and deeper hole and ended up hurting myself more than once. So with that being said, it got to the point when I just basically like gave it to God and started enjoying being single. Of course, there's nothing wrong with wanting to be married, but when you idolize it and it just dwells and dwells each and every day, like that's like your foundation of like waking up is trying to find your husband. That's when it just becomes dangerous.
This is a good question. I would say that I idolized it for a season. You know, you see all these couples on social media and they look so happy and godly. You know, marriage is a beautiful thing, but you just have to be careful that you don't let it become your reason for pursuing God is because you want a spouse.
Right.
So, but I did find myself in a season to where like it was so heavy on my heart. I was just so ready to be married. And you know, marriage is a wonderful desire. Like I said, God ordained marriage and God honors marriage and he loves marriage. We can't let marriage sit on his throne.
If you do want to get married, there's absolutely nothing wrong with it. I feel like God does know that desire of your heart and he put it there for a reason. But try not to get to the point where it's just like weighing you down and you know, it's just like dwelling in your mind all the time. That's when it just gets unhealthy. Try to find ways to kind of keep yourself busy and enjoy the present, you know, learn the lessons you need to learn. And yeah, just trust God and trust his timing. So
that's good.
Thanks.
I like that. Nicely said. Well said. Next question. When did you get married? So, I was 25. You were?
23.
And this was back in 2017.
And it was July 2nd. So we're coming up on
3 years.
Goodness gracious. Are you enjoying it?
I'm loving it.
Next question is, what is your advice to married couples struggling?
Advice to married couples who are struggling. Well, we have not been married for that long. So we probably aren't the best counselors. I'm not acting like I'm an expert, but I can say one of the things you want to make sure you do is have someone around, maybe more experienced couples who have been married a while that you could talk to, and share some of the things you may be going through. Definitely, number one is you want to make sure that Christ is the core, Christ is the center, because that's where it all starts. And then after that, you want to do practical, application of His word, which talks about wise counsel, and talks about community. So, yeah. Next question. How did you know you were ready to get married?
It was just time, because if you don't know our story, we were long distance
For 2 years.
for 2 years. And it just cost a lot of money to go visit each other. I feel like we definitely needed that long distance though, because we learned a lot through that process and being apart from each other for 2 years. But it just got to the point, we were spending money on hotels, money on flights, and it just kind of made sense. He knew that he wanted to be with me. I knew I wanted to be with him. So it's kind of like, why waste any more time, pursuing each other, as boyfriend and girlfriend, when we could just, start our life together, being married. We weren't trying to waste time either. So at this point, it was like 2 years. Your story might be different. Everyone, everyone's different, honestly. So I can't say you should wait longer or wait any less. I believe that we definitely learned what we needed to learn as we were dating, that we can apply now that we're married. And just financially, it was a lot more wiser, I think. Next question says, how did you know each other was the one? I just had peace about it, When I was single, I had certain standards that I looked for. I mean, it wasn't nothing like too heavy or too crazy. I mean, it was simple. He had to know the Lord. I wanted him to be good looking and, basically abstaining from sex while we were dating. And I feel like everything else just kind of like fell into place. But he met all of those standards. I didn't have to compromise anything when we were dating. And so I felt like I knew because of the peace that I had and because of the standards that I had. That question does come up a lot, when you're single, is how do you know, he's the one, things like that. People look for like these huge, big signs and, they want the heavens to open and Lord's voice to come down and, stories like that. But honestly, ours was pretty simple. We met on Instagram. I had peace, he had peace, and here we are.
The way I knew that she was the one is, just looking for those qualities on how the Bible describes a wife, and then definitely a lot of prayer. And then that brought peace and got my answer that way. Definitely just took the relationship to God and was like, Lord, and, again, the sky didn't open. There was no thunderous voice that came out, but God just began to lead in peace that way. This is the right decision. This is the one that I would have you be with. What has been the best part about marriage that makes you say, I'm glad we're not just dating anymore?
The fact that we're not like 2,000 miles away from each other.
Definitely, not having to do long distance, being able to spend an endless amount of time with one another, being able to wake up next to one another, and then just the presence of each other.
I feel like our friendship has definitely grown a lot stronger since being married, just because we've been able to be around each other and do things together, versus when we were dating, all we had was like FaceTime and text, and that's it. How do you make sure you continually put God in the center of your marriage? Man of God.
Again, that goes back to making sure he's the center of your life. If he's the center of your life, then he'll be the center of your marriage, because you'll involve him in everything that you're involved in.
I mean, it's really no different than if you were single or if you were dating. Even though we're married, our own personal relationships are still very important with God. Like, I have my own relationship with God. He has his own. So that is going to reflect in your marriage.
Last one. Does the honeymoon phase truly die down? And how do you guys keep from losing the spark? I mean, we're still fresh in this thing, we're still rookies. We right up under 3 years. So I would say we're still in the honeymoon phase. If anything, I would say we've gotten to become friends even more, because now we like stay up and watch Netflix and eat snacks and all that. I mean, just enjoy one another, you know, spend a healthy amount of time with one another. Remain best friends.
Yeah, remain friends, choose love. Basically, if you guys have an argument or disagreement, just realizing that it's not that serious. That's something that I've had to work on. I feel like keeping the spark definitely takes communication, a lot of apologizing, choosing to get over petty things, and just keep it moving. You kind of have to be friends with the person that you're married to. So you kind of have to like them, not just love them. You kind of got to like being around them, and like,
for sure.
You know, like if I didn't like Bryan, I wouldn't want to be around him, you know, but I truly enjoy like just being around him. Why would you commit to the rest of your life to someone who you really don't enjoy being around, or you don't feel comfortable being around? I feel very comfortable around him. And he just gets me, I get him. So we just have a cool little friendship, so.
Well,
yeah,
that was it. Hope you guys enjoyed it.
Yeah.
And be sure to hit the thumbs up, subscribe if you have not already, comment down below. And yeah, I'll see you guys later. Bye.
You heard what he said. I hope you guys enjoyed. This is our first one. If you want to see a part 2, part 3, if this is going to be like a thing, you can definitely do that. Also, subscribe to his channel.
Oh yeah, what's up? I'm in the building.
Bryan just created a YouTube channel as well.
He'll leave a link in the description.
I'll leave it in the description box, and you can follow him on Instagram too. Follow me if you're not following me, but follow him and me. Follow both of us. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you have any comments or anything, leave them down below. And we'll see y'all later. Well, I'll see y'all. I don't know about him. I'll see you guys later in my next video. Bye.
See y'all.